I am Supreme, and this is message 17 of Astro Oracle Freestyles, where I do collective readings for the chosen. You will know when you are chosen because my messages will resonate with your soul. We are chosen because we are here to prove to the world that God, Spirit, the universe is real. Your energy, frequency, and vibration is real. Okay, being chosen is a blessing and a curse because your life represents the example of what happens to the human soul when you are not aligned. Okay, you will go through everything that a soul goes through when it's not aligned with its purpose, and everyone will see it because there is a purpose on why people need to see that. Okay, because it's just as important that people see your downfall as they do see your rise and your resurrection and your ascension. Okay, because we are the examples that God is real. Okay, so you will also represent what happens to the human soul when it is aligned. Okay, so we are human, so we need guidance. And this is why I do my collective readings. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you'll be notified when I drop my collective messages. Okay, also head over to my other side of my channel, Astro Oracle Investigations, to where you see how I solve crime, cold cases, missing persons, and unsolved mysteries. Y'all ready for the message? The antenna. The antenna came out in the last message, I think, or 2 messages ago. The antenna came out. Okay, so it came out again. This antenna must be very important for people to know that during their journey, their chosen journey, because the antenna is a very important message. When this comes out, that means I'm speaking to somebody that needs to understand why it's important for you to straighten yourself out mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of that. I'm talking to somebody that feels like it's okay. You're looking at some of your crooked ways. You don't even think they're crooked ways. You've been comfortable. And I'm going to pull a chart. Ancestors tapping into the planets, the Akashic records. Those are our ancestors. The planets have recorded every occurrence of every person, place, or thing that has ever occurred and existed since the beginning of time, present time, future. It's eternal. Time is eternal. Okay? So it's just a matter of tapping into the planets. And we're going to tap into the planets to elaborate on this who, what, where, when, and why, so we can understand why you need to straighten yourself out. Which areas are we talking about? Okay, but when the antenna comes out, that means I'm talking to somebody. You need to understand that your life is like an antenna. Okay, your relationship with the universe. Okay, you have to fine tune your relationship with the universe. Okay, remember old school TVs had 2 antennas that stuck at the top? Okay, those antennas had to be straightened out so the TV can come in clear. Okay, and I feel like I'm talking to somebody. There's a lot of things in your life that's not clear. You're not even clear whether you're going to make it. Sometimes it's probably to the next day. You don't know whether you're coming or going. There's a lot of things that's unclear. You may be in relationships that are unclear. You may be going through family situations that are unclear. Your employment situation may be unclear. Your overall future, period, may be unclear. And that's because it's time for you to fine tune who you are and what you're here for. Okay? We're so accustomed to living of the world, and we're trying to get what they require of us straight because we fear man. But see, you need to fear what happens to you when you are not aligned with the universe and your purpose. And that is what religion calls fearing God. Okay, you can learn a lot from religion. You just got to know how to translate religion into spirituality, which is the true meaning of what religious scriptures are talking about. Okay, just like when they talk about God, you have to translate how they talk about God into what God actually is, and you will understand every Bible. Once you understand spirit, you can go back and read every Bible and it will all make sense to you. But you have to first understand spirit so you'll know what scriptures are talking about. Okay, otherwise you're going to take it literal. Some people literally think that the Garden of Eden is a literal place with grass and flowers and stuff, and the serpent was a snake that was slithering through, and the apple that Eve bit was, and all. Some people really believe that that story is real. They don't understand the spirituality behind that story. Just like the antenna. We're not talking about a physical antenna. Okay, you have to be spiritual to understand what this antenna means. And I just explained it to you. So now let's pull a chart. Neptune in the second. This is amazing. If you go back and watch, I think, let me see, this is message 17. If you go back and watch message 15, I believe, I even uploaded the picture, the pin picture for the video of the antenna. It's like a blue picture, and you will see electrical antenna as the picture. Go back and look at that reading. It may not have been for you, but I'm using that as a reference. This video might be for you because you may have missed that video. Okay, but I'm just telling you, showing you how energy doesn't lie. You can't make it up. I shuffled the hell out of all these decks, and the same cards are coming out. So maybe you missed that reading, and maybe now this reading, it was meant to reach you through message 17 because you missed message 15. So let's talk about it, because the antenna came out, and then the Neptune in the second house came out as well. So it's wild, okay? But it's real, and this is for you. So when the antenna comes out, and then Neptune, because Neptune represents the spiritual realm. Okay, this is why Neptune is ruled by smoke and mirrors. You can't take nothing literal when it comes to the Neptune energy in us, because nothing is what it appears to be. However, the reason why Neptune represents deception is because your imagination can be painted. People can make you believe in something that's not real. And once you believe it, it's real to you. You know, just like if I told you that, okay, let's say you have a child, and I come to you and tell you your child got hit by a car, you're going to panic before you even know the truth, before you even, all of that. If I tell you, you're going to go berserk. Why? Because your child being hit by a car is real to you in your head. It's affecting your psyche. And right now you are responding to your imagination, because I just painted an image of your child being hit by a car. And just the imagination of your child being hit by a car is causing you to go crazy and psychotic. Why? Because images affect your psyche. And the Neptune is a planet that rules the psyche. Neptune is a planet that rules Pisces, which is the energy of the psyche. Okay? That's also the energy of being psychic. They're all the same term. It's all the same terminology. Being psychic means you understand the human psyche. So after you, while I watch you go berserk, because I just painted an image that your son or your daughter got hit by a car, now I'm going to tell you, psych. Remember we used to say that in school? I'm going to say psych. Same terminology. That's Neptune. That's the Neptune effect. So once I tell you psych, now you're relieved. But you just might fuck me up for even playing with you like that. Okay? Check this out. Do you know the world played with us like that? And they're not even telling us psych. But look where we are because of it. They played with our minds. They played with our spirits. They played with our emotions. They played with the truth, period. Psyched us out. And now that's why there's so much mental health in the world today. The antenna. It's time for us to straighten out this antenna. Okay? Now, your the fact that your antennas are not clear, it's affecting the house of money in your life. Money and material possessions. The second house is money and material possessions. So let's talk about this. I have the chart in front of me of September 24th, 2025. And we're going to pull that chart. Neptune is in Aries. And when Neptune in Aries is in the second house, guess what's rising? Pisces. Just got finished talking about Pisces. Neptune rules Pisces. Okay? Neptune rules Pisces. Same exact chart from message 15. Same exact message, same exact ancestor, same exact chart. Oh, because you missed 15, but you ain't going to miss this one. So, let's talk about it. I want to make sure I put these cards where you can see it. The 12th house is where all of this chaos is going on. You acting out, because I told you your son or daughter got hit by a car. This is all going on in the human psyche. You don't know if it's real yet. You won't know until it gets to the first house. Until then, it's going on in the 12th house. Chaotic. The realm that you go to when you go to sleep at night. The dream world. 12th house is the house of your dreams. Okay, if you bring a dream to somebody, even if you tell me your dreams, I'll be able to unravel that dream, interpret that dream by looking in the 12th house, pulling a chart of that dream and looking in the 12th house. So, why is Pisces coming first? Okay, let's follow Neptune. Okay, let's follow Neptune. Neptune is in Aries, which is the second house of your money. Aries represents you because Aries was the first house. You see Aries right there in red? The red sign represents whose house it is. The black sign represents who's actually there. And you got to know how to read it. So we're talking about your money. What about your money? Let's follow Mars because Mars is in Scorpio right now. And Scorpio is in the 9th house of your higher knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which is what we talked about. Understanding scripture, once you open your third eye and see into the spirit realm, you will be able to interpret the stories written in scripture. You'll also be able to interpret life, period. You'll be able to look at every situation and read it correctly, not just what it looks like. You don't take things at face value. Scorpio represents what's hidden beneath the surface. Okay, and it's in your house of higher knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay, now let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. Gonna talk about it. Where's the sun at? The sun is in Libra right now. Libra is in the 8th house. That's Scorpio's house. I feel like a lot is going on in your life. Your overall financial security, material security, just things are not clear. You know, you feel like you're losing. You're going to lose your car. You're going to lose your house. You're going to lose everything that you worked so hard for. Like, you don't know whether you're coming or going because this is a second house affair. Okay? But the root of why you don't know whether you're coming or going is in your psyche. There's a lot playing out in your psyche. There's a lot of things that you are psyched out about. And until you unravel what you are psyched out about, you're going to continue to be in that nightmare. And you're going to make decisions that's going to make your situation worse based on what's going on in your psyche before things come true. It's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. And you know how I know that? Because look in the actual 12th house. You'll see Aquarius. This is a 12th house chart because Pisces is rising, and Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. That is the 12th energy in us. It rules the psyche. But if you look in the actual 12th house, you'll see Aquarius. Uranus is the planet that rules Aquarius. Okay? So you're not free. Aquarius is the energy that rules freedom. But when it's in the 12th house, your freedom you're being psyched out. So you're not free. Your freedom is in jail. That's why the 12th house represents incarceration. Make sure you're utilizing my tutorial in the link below too. It is a tutorial video that I created that you can go to. It is a timestamp video. You can click on any sign, any house number, or any planet that you hear me talk about. So I give you a general meaning of what that sign means, what that house number means, and what the planet means. So that way, when you see it show up in a chart, when you see Aquarius show up in the chart, you'll know what Aquarius means. And when you see how it shows up in the 12th house, you'll know what the 12th house means. When I pull a card and you see Neptune, you'll know what Neptune means and what it means in the second house. And you see how I'm formulating my stories. So Uranus rules Aquarius. Where's Uranus at? September 24th, 2025. Today, Uranus is in Gemini, which is the mind. Where's Gemini at? Gemini is right here in the fourth house. Your mind from your family. Your family influenced your mind because the fourth house is the house of family. Okay? So the family that influenced your mind, okay, something has you psyched out. Your freedom, okay, has you psyched out. Okay? Ever since you were a child growing up, you don't really know the truth. Okay? Everything that you do know is going on in your head and you're going through this nightmare. That's why you can't even see your current situation as clear as you need to see it because you're being psyched out. It hasn't made it to the first house yet where the truth comes out. Okay? So we're going to talk about it because we're going to clear this thing up today. You're going to walk away from this reading having full dominion over your situation or circumstance. This is about your life change and sharing. Now, as many times as y'all need to really go back to message 15. This is the same card. I believe it's the same card. If I'm not mistaken, this is the same message. These are 3 different decks that I pulled from. And I shuffled as I'm talking, you see, clearly I'm shuffling the hell out these decks. The same exact card. Yeah, you were supposed to see that message, but you didn't. You were supposed, and for those who did see it, you're supposed to still see this because this is going to be proof that energy doesn't lie. You need the type of confirmation that energy doesn't lie. And there's nothing wrong with that. You need the type of confirmation. You needed to see this video to know that energy doesn't lie. God is real. Spirit and energy is real. This is about your life change and sharing. Okay? These things are changing your life. You got to understand nobody owns anything. Everything is shared. Wealth is shared. Okay? Even when you are in alignment with the universe governs everything. Nobody owns anything like they think they do. The universe literally knows how to put you where it wants you. The universe alone, God alone, what they tell you, God is God all by itself. The universe is the universe all by itself. It governs everything. The universe knows how to play chess with your situation and circumstance and protect in your life what it needs to protect. And it knows how to move you where you need to be. You just have to be aligned to know your place. There are forces that are protecting you from your opponent. And you need to understand that. You being psyched out is affecting your relationships. Because in the 8th house, you see Libra, which is the house of partnership. This is an 8th house card. Life changes is an 8th house experience. Sharing is an 8th house experience. A lot of you think that you're one job or away from your blessing, or I just need more money and then I can get whatever I need. But in reality, you're always one person away from your blessing. Okay? You ain't got to go through trying to save up billions of dollars or millions of dollars to go into business for yourself or to have that big old house or that fine car that you want or whatever. It's always one person because we live in a universe of relationship. Look at Libra right there. That's what you need to understand because your higher power, the 9th house represents higher power, and Scorpio is there. Okay? And the reason why we went to Scorpio is because the first card that came out that represented the antenna was in the 2nd house of money. And it led us to the 9th house. This is about your money. This is about the relationship between you and the universe that's affecting your money and your material possessions. Yep. This is that. So, like I told you, you have to get in line with your purpose. Okay? Your credit might be fucked up. Okay, your money, your money is funny and your change is strange. Your job situation is not looking good. You're backed up in bills, you know, or you may be in a situation where you're trying to get out of a situation to get on your own 2 feet, have your own freedom, and you don't know where to start. You need to start within. You got to remember, you are the key to your future. You got to straighten you out. You can't put the carriage before the horse. Putting the carriage before the horse is you feeling like, well, let me straighten my money out. No, you got to straighten you out. You are the antenna, not your money. It's not the other way around. You are the antenna. We're so quick to say, well, if you didn't hear from the horse's mouth, don't worry about what those asses told you. That's putting the carriage before the horse. You listening to the assholes when you should be listening to the mouth, the horse's mouth, not the ass. Don't put the carriage before the horse. You are the antenna. You got to straighten you out and watch how it straightens everything else out in your life. Because everything is a program. The program will straighten itself out once you straighten you out. And I feel like that's the message that you need to learn. And some of y'all needed to learn that twice. That's why you saw message 15 and you're looking at message 17. Some of y'all missed message 15. And this is exactly what that message was. And it came out again in message 17. That's the message. And we sticking to it. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you'll be notified when I drop these collective messages. Y'all be blessed.